a recipe here with our guest again. This is Caroline, our 8-week winner, and we're in Caroline's kitchen. So we're making a Thanksgiving recipe that's one of her specialties. This is a healthier version, and the reason why we're choosing it is because you can make it a couple days in advance and progress until the day of Thanksgiving.
That's right. So first you have to have roasted sweet potatoes, which hopefully you already have. But this is about 2 pounds of roasted sweet potatoes that have been peeled.
For those of you that are on our program or that are eating healthy and clean, usually you have sweet potatoes already made because we meal prep on either Sundays, Wednesdays, or both. So this would be something you could just throw in the oven, your sweet potatoes. It takes about an hour to cook while you're cleaning house or whatever else you're doing, right? And then you can peel them and have them ready to go when it's time to make the recipe. Oh, that brings out the beautiful orangeness. So we're mashing the sweet potato now, mashing the yams. Nice, beautiful, vibrant colors. While Caroline is chopping the pecans.
Yep, so these are just hot off the pan, dry roasted, and to open up the flavors of the nuts. And we'll just put them on top at the end. Okay, so now we have our mashed sweet potatoes. And to this, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of ghee, or you can also use, what's that stuff called? The butter.
Grass-fed butter?
Grass-fed butter.
Well, why don't you tell them what ghee is?
Ghee is clarified butter. You can find now grass-fed clarified butter, and clarified butter is typically butter without the butter solids that add more of the saturated fats.
So we're adding that to these. We had to warm up the potatoes because we had cooked them the day before. So they're warmed up so that the butter goes in smoothly, and then we're adding the applesauce and the vanilla.
Yep, so we're adding a 1/3 cup of unsweetened applesauce.
So we're not adding any extra sugar, it's just the natural sugars from the applesauce. And then the vanilla, how much are we adding in?
So we are going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And so between the applesauce and the vanilla, that's kind of where you can get that sweet taste that you want and crave in a sweet potato casserole.
So we're not loading it with tons of sugar like most people have, so this is a healthy modification for a Thanksgiving recipe.
So now we've incorporated our ghee and our applesauce and vanilla, and now we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of cinnamon.
And I'm going to stir again.
Now if you want to add some more complex flavors, we can add a little bit of nutmeg in this too.
Oh yeah. We're going to finish it off with 1/2 teaspoon of salt, sprinkling over. Caroline's going to be my stirrer this time. And we have, actually you can stop right here if you want to do it in a couple day process and doing it in advance. Once you stop here, you'll just refrigerate it, and then we'll add the nuts on and heat it the next day, actually on Thanksgiving Day. But for our purposes, for the recipe, we're going to move forward and put it into our lovely casserole dish. And once you spread that out, we're going to put the toasted pecans, which we have here. We did that right before we started putting the recipe together. And this is about 1/2 cup of toasted pecans, chopped up. And why do you toast them on the burner with no oil?
Just to you want to kind of liven up the nuts again, so it helps kind of release the oils and make them taste really tasty.
So we have it all gathered together here. We're going to put it in the oven for about 25-30 minutes. And then at the end, we'll just top it with our freshly sauteed, roasted pecans. We have our sweet potato casserole here. We are finished with it. We baked it first. While we were doing that, we roasted the nuts on the stovetop. And why do we do that separately?
So you can put the nuts in the oven, but for me, I always burn my nuts in the oven. So I do it separate and I add them at the end.
Nuts.
Yeah. So it would be a shame. So we just add them on the end. And now we're just going to top with 1 tablespoon drizzle of pure maple syrup.
Drizzle or plop, because I have a tendency to do a plop. And so we drizzle it here. This is only like 50 calories for the tablespoon, so out of the 8 servings, you're getting like 5 calories or something like that. So.
But it makes it look even more appetizing. You can see kind of like that luscious kind of golden look.
Decadent sweet potato casserole. All right, there we go.